With CM Punk advised to make a WWE return and more, this is Wrestling Hub. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. When asked if WWE will put together another Evolution all-women's pay-per-view, Natalya told Darren Stone, yes. Yeah, I definitely see Stephanie wanting to do more with women's wrestling. Stephanie has always wanted women to have more representation. She doesn't want a show where it's 75% male matches and 25% women's matches. She wants a show where there is half men and half women. She wants equality for the women in WWE, and she's been vocal about it, and it's really cool. One of the first things I thought about all these new changes, especially with Stephanie and Triple H, who care about women's wrestling. The thing is, when you're in that position of authority, you're never going to please everyone. I know how hard that was for Vince McMahon. Without Vince McMahon, we wouldn't have any of this. I always express so much gratitude to Vince because we wouldn't have this company to do our work in. I would have the dreams that I have without Vince McMahon always allowing those dreams to come true because he built this. I also believe that with changes comes opportunity. I know it's challenging right now. People are very intrigued. Everybody wants to see what this new regime will bring. For me, what I'm seeing and what I'm witnessing is more women's wrestling, and I think that's incredible. During another interview with Faction 919, Natalya was asked about the differences in WWE under Triple H as opposed to Vince McMahon. What I'm seeing, more women's wrestling, and I'm okay with that. I think that's incredible. You know, you look at Becky, Bianca, Dakota, Io, Bayley, they're women that have fought their way to be there, and I'm one of those women that fought to be in WWE, and I know everyone's journey is different, but we're wanting women to have more. Speaking to MacMania, Wheeler Yuta mentioned if AEW is at war with WWE, saying, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, absolutely not. We're not trying to take everyone out, have a big war. We're trying to put on the best AEW wrestling show that we can put on. And I think that in doing so, we've created this alternative. We've created just like a whole different vibe, a whole different feel to our show. The more places there are for people to wrestle, the better it is for wrestling. Because even if we're not trying to, take them out, in a way we are trying to, like you said, put on our best show. Revealing that a former NXT UK star contacted him following his release from WWE, Bodhi Hayward told the 10 Count podcast, I've been lucky enough that in the short time that I was introduced to the business and went from being greener than a tree frog, as Finn Finley might say, kind of where I am now, made a lot of good connections. So I'm going to use those connections to try to figure out what is next for me. There's talk of promotions all over the country, promotions internationally, going over to the UK. I was only there for 10 days with NXT UK, but I was able to make great friends over there as well. From Trent Seven all the way down, yeah, he's a great guy, and he contacted me right away. We stayed pretty close. With Sports Guys Talk Wrestling, Dustin Rhodes spoke about his in-ring status where he revealed how much time is left on his deal with AEW. Knee is great, I'm feeling good, I'm ready to go back. I'll be back very soon, probably 2 weeks. Right now I feel good. I'm getting older and that kind of weighs on my mind a little bit. I was just feeling old because my knee is taking a little longer to recuperate. Now I've got it, it's good to go. I'm getting older, they're getting younger and faster. I know my time is short. I still have a year under contract, a little less than a year, and I'm going to try to do the best I can and entertain as much as I can because I still love it and I'm pretty passionate about it, but it is a young man's game as everyone finds out. When asked about Austin Theory unsuccessfully cashing in his Money in the Bank contract for the US title, Elias said on WWE's The Bump, I'm gonna be honest here, I thought the whole thing was a little bit bizarre. First off, it's an open challenge, so what are you doing in the first place? Secondly, then he wants to use it on a random Monday Night Raw. If I was Austin Theory and I had the Money in the Bank, I would have waited for a way bigger moment and maybe somebody like Roman Reigns when they were vulnerable. So, hey, I get it. Seth, he's resilient, he did it it again, he came out on top. But as for Austin Theory, I think the whole thing's bizarre all around. Touching on healing his scars from his cancer treatment, AEW commentator Jim Ross said on his podcast, "I'm still dealing with this wound. These wound care people are serious. I went to my first appointment and I thought it was going to be about 30 minutes. It was 3 hours. Here's what happens there mentally. You have 3 hours to contemplate your fate. What if they find cancer back? What if? So it's very unsettling to say the least. Then you get the news, well, it's probably going to take 6 more months of healing. They want me to do the hyperbaric chamber. But here's the problem with that. They want to do it every day. I said I can't do it every day. I just can't. I work. I have a job. I made commitments professionally that I'm going to maintain and keep. It's not a matter of putting my job before my health. It sounds like it. Now, if I wasn't working, I would go along with their plan, but still, it's 4 months of hyperbaric chamber stuff. So he's going to try to treat it without using the hyperbaric chamber or whatever it's called, and we'll see how it goes. I have an issue here. I didn't plan on it. I have an issue here that we just got to address. I told the doctor, we have to be creative, doc. We can't just get in the rut of this is how you do this. There's got to be options. He said, well, there are some other options. Let's explore them. Talking about his recent loss to Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel, Bobby Lashley noted what type of match he wants next with the Beast, telling the Bump, "I've never disrespected this man before, but then he comes in the ring and tries to disrespect me. He's making it personal, and if he makes it personal, okay, we fight at a different level. That's why at Crown Jewel, I didn't care about winning the match. I wanted to kick his ass, and I wanted to let him know that I don't appreciate what he's been doing this entire time. He's been making it personal the entire time, and if you make it personal, that's a street fight. So the next time we fight, I don't think it should even be in the ring. I think we should fight outside. I think we should let someone grab a camera and meet us out on the street and see us beat each other down." Going into detail on the recent release of Lady Frost, who has been trying to get out of the promotion, it was reported that Fightful Select has learned that Lady Frost received a release in October, months after she'd asked Impact Wrestling to grant it. Originally, Impact was not planning on granting the release, but it happened before the most recent set of television tapings were told. There were several in the company that had pushed for them to make the move, as it didn't seem productive to keep her under contract. Lady Frost had gone directly to Leonard Asper, president and CEO of Anthem, and followed up regularly in an attempt to get the release. She worked CMLL shows in recent weeks, which indicated that she would possibly be a free agent, but now Fightful has confirmed that was the case. Sources have indicated that CMLL was happy with Frost's performance and that the two sides plan on working together in the future. On his To Be The Man podcast, Nature Boy Ric Flair revealed that the plane ride from hell will be addressed on his new documentary coming out. One of the most difficult things I've ever been through in my life personally, aside from health issues, is having 85,000 people tell me within 2 minutes that I wasn't on the opening of Raw or SmackDown after that BS from Plane Ride from Hell came out, which is all BS. It is explained thoroughly in my new documentary. I mean thoroughly. I'm calling some people out big time. If they had left me off, I wouldn't mind it, because I had my time and it's not my time anymore. But it is something that means a lot to me personally, as it does to everyone else. I'm sure they would tell you that if they were being honest with you. It's a big deal. You're seen worldwide 3 times a week. With Jeff Jarrett recently debuting for AEW and working for the company backstage, Flair would take credit for this, noting that it's the push he got from the last match. Come on, no last match with Jeff, no AEW. Are you kidding me? Let's get serious. He got more PR in that match than he's ever gotten. I'm happy for him. Oh man. On the Wrestling Outlaws, EC3 talked about CM Punk's run in WWE and called out the star for being bitter over it, as he said, "It's impossible to please somebody that'll never be pleased." That's probably a reflection on him. I was just gonna say, if you're in WWE, Vince, you know this well, you have to sacrifice a bit of your creative vision to play ball. But if you can get 70% of it in, 80% of it in, the way you want, man, that's playing house money. He had the opportunity to do exactly what he wanted to do with the pipe bomb. Like, very few people would be afforded that opportunity opportunity to say whatever the hell they want, make it seem as though it was a shoot, but it's a work. Like, how many people had that carte blanche to go nuts? At least one opportunity to actually say to the world what they think is going on or what is really going on. It's a legendary promo for that reason. You won a lot. Have some satisfaction in those victories. For that same interview, EC3 would give his take on the situation with Punk following his involvement in the backstage brawl after AEW All Out. He got hurt fighting children, man. Take the WWE paycheck. You say he's not a sports entertainer. He's a wrestler, but the dude's a sports entertainer as much as anybody. Don't like the clown in a sense because they're doing the same thing. They're entertaining people via sport. Let me see. Does he have a token finish? Yes. Does he have a taunt to set it up? Yes. Does he have noticeable theme music and presence? Yes. Does he do things on his entrance that are part of him and his character and is entertaining? Whether it's taking the knee and doing the clobbering time thing, yeah, he's a sports entertainer. He's a pro wrestler. They're one and the same, really. Speaking about a possible dream match between herself and Sasha Banks, TBS champion Jade Cargill told the 10 Count, "I have no idea. Fans always want to create these fantasy matches that will probably never happen. But where there's a will, there's a way. Let's just say that with wrestling and how unpredictable wrestling is, you just never know." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.